Bother, said Pooh. What shall I do? I must give him something. For a little while he couldn't think of anything. Then he thought, well, it's a very nice pot, even if there's no honey in it. And if I washed it clean and got somebody to write a happy birthday on it, Eel could keep things in it which might be useful. So, as he was just passing the 100-acre wood, he went inside to call on Owl, who lived there. Good morning, Owl, he said. Good morning, Pooh, said Owl. Many happy returns of Eel's birthday, said Pooh. Oh, is that what it is? What are you going to give him, Owl? What are you going to give him, Pooh? I'm giving him a useful pot to keep things in, and I wanted to ask you. Is this it? Said Owl, taking it out of Pooh's paw. Yes, and I wanted to ask you. Somebody has been keeping honey in it. You can keep anything in it, said Pooh earnestly. It's a very useful pot, and I wanted to ask you. You ought to write a happy birthday on it. That's what I wanted to ask you, said Pooh, because my spelling is wobbly. It's good spelling, but it wobbles, and the letters get in the wrong places. Would you write a happy birthday on it for me? It's a nice pot, said Owl, looking at it all round. Couldn't I give it to from both of us? No, said Pooh, that would not be a good idea. Now, I'll just wash it first, and then you can write on it. Well, he washed the pot out and dried it, while Owl licked the pencil and wondered how to spell birthday. Can you read, Pooh? He asked a little anxiously. There's a notice about knocking and ringing outside my door which Christopher Robin wrote. Could you read it? Well, Robin told me what it said, and then I could. Well, I'll tell you what this says, and then you'll be able to read this one too. So Owl wrote, and this is what he wrote. Hippy puppy, bitswith, this day, a bazooda. Pooh looked on admiringly. I'm just saying a happy birthday, said Owl carelessly. It's a nice long one, said Pooh, very much impressed by it. Well, actually, of course, I'm saying a very happy birthday with love from Pooh. Naturally, it takes a good deal of pencil to say a long thing like that. Oh, I see, said Pooh. While all this was happening, Piglet had gone back to his own house to get Eel's balloon. He held it very tightly against himself so that it shouldn't blow away, and he ran as fast as he could, so as to get to Eel before Pooh did, for he thought that it would be nice if he would be the first one to give a present, just as if he had thought of it without being told by anyone. And running along and thinking how pleased Eel would be, he didn't look where he was going, and suddenly he put his foot in a rabbit hole and fell down flat on his face. Bang! Piglet lay there, wondering what had happened. At first he thought that the whole world had blown up, and then he thought that perhaps only the forest part of it had, and then he thought that perhaps only he had, and he was now alone in the moon or somewhere, and would never see Christopher Robin or Pooh or Eeyore ever again. And then he thought, well, even if I'm in the moon, I needn't be face downwards all the time. So he got cautiously up and looked about him. He was still in the forest. Well, that's funny, he thought. I wonder what that bang was. I couldn't have made such a noise just falling down. And where's my balloon? And what's that piece of damp rag doing? It was the balloon. Oh dear, said Piglet. Oh dearie, dearie, dear. But it's too late now. I can't go back, and I haven't another balloon, and perhaps Eel doesn't like balloons so very much. So he trotted on, rather sadly now, and down he came to the side of the stream where Eel was, and called out to him. Good morning, Eel, shouted Piglet. Good morning, little Piglet, said Eel. If it is a good morning, he said. Which I don't, said he. Not that it matters, he said. Many happy returns of the day, said Piglet, having got closer. Eel stopped, looking at himself in the stream, and turned to stare at Piglet. Just say that again, he said. Many happy... Wait a moment. Balancing on 3 legs, he began to bring his 4th leg very cautiously up to his ear.
"I did this yesterday,"
he explained as he fell down for the 3rd time.
"It's quite easy. It's so as I can hear better. There, done it. Now then, what were you saying?"
He pushed his ear forward with his hoof. "Many happy returns of the day, Eel," said Piglet again.
"Meaning me?
"Of course, Eel."
My birthday?
"Yes."
Me having a real birthday?"
"Yes, Eel, and I've brought you a present." Eel took down his right hoof from his right ear, turned round, and with great difficulty put up his left hoof.
"I must have that in the other ear," he said. "Now then."
"A present," said Piglet very loudly.
"Meaning me again?
"Yes."
My birthday still?
"Yes, of course, Eel."
Me going to have a real birthday?"
"Yes, Eel, and I brought you a balloon."
"Balloon?"
said Eel.
"You did say balloon. One of those big coloured things you blow up, gaiety, song and dance, and here we are and there we are."
"Yes, but I'm afraid I'm very sorry, Eel, but when I was running along to bring it to you, I fell down."
"Dear, dear, how unlucky. You ran too fast, I expect. You didn't hurt yourself, did you, Piglet?"
"No, but oh, Eel, I burst your balloon." There was a long silence.
"My balloon?"
said Eel at last. Piglet nodded.
"My birthday balloon?"
"Yes, Eel," said Piglet, sniffing a little. "Here it is, with many happy returns of the day." And he gave Eel the small piece of damp rag.
"Is this it?"
said Eel, a little surprised. Piglet nodded.
"My present?"
Piglet nodded again.
"The balloon?"
"Yes."
"Thank you, Piglet," said Eel. "You don't mind my asking," he went on, "but what colour was this balloon when it was a balloon?"
"Red."
"I just wondered. Red," he murmured to himself. "My favourite colour. How big was it?"
"About as big as me."
"I just wondered. About as big as Piglet," he said to himself sadly. "My favourite size. Well, well."
Piglet felt very miserable, and didn't know what to say, and he was still opening his mouth to begin something, and then decided that it wasn't any good saying that, when he heard a shout from the other side of the river, and there was Pooh. "Many happy returns of the day," called out Pooh, forgetting that he'd already said it.
"Thank you very much, Pooh. I'm having them," said Eel gloomily.
"I've brought you a present," said Pooh excitedly.
"I've had it," said Eel.
Pooh had now splashed across the stream to Eel, and Piglet was sitting a little way off, his head in his paws, snuffling to himself. "It's a useful pot," said Pooh. "Here it is, and it's got a very happy birthday with love from Pooh written on it. That's what all the writing is, and it's for putting things in. There." When Eel saw the pot, he became quite excited.
"Why," he said, "I believe my balloon will just go into that pot."
"Oh, no, Eel," said Pooh. "Balloons are much too big to go into pots. What you do with the balloon is you hold the balloon—"
"Not mine," said Eel proudly. "Look, Piglet."
And as Piglet looked sorrowfully round, Eel picked the balloon up with his teeth and placed it carefully in the pot, picked it out and put it on the ground, and then he picked it up again and put it carefully back. "So it does," said Pooh. "It goes in." "So it does," said Piglet, "and it comes out."
"Doesn't it?" said Eel. "It goes in and out like anything."
"I'm very glad," said Pooh happily, "that I thought of giving you a useful pot to put things in." "I'm very glad," said Piglet happily, "that I thought of giving you something to put in a useful pot." But Eel wasn't listening. He was taking the balloon out and putting it back in again, as happy as could be. "And didn't I give him anything?" asked Christopher Robin sadly. "Of course you did," I said. "You gave him, don't you remember, a little—" "I gave him a box of paints to paint things with?" "That was it." "Why didn't I give it to him in the morning?" "You were so busy getting his party ready for him, and he had a big cake with icing on top and 3 candles and his name and pink sugar and—" "Yes, I remember," said Christopher Robin. Well, that was all of this chapter. Stick around for the next one. Bye!